you.
The age of industry has come to Albion. Though some call it the age of oppression. When freedom is nothing but a dream, it's time to make a stand. To lead a rebellion. To be a hero.
Fable 3 is absolutely overflowing with personality. Genuinely funny citizens populate the streets, gorgeous visuals give every area a unique feel, and a melodic soundtrack makes everything so much sweeter. It's good to focus on these great aspects because the other elements that make up this adventure are not nearly as well done. Streamlined combat and limited morality choices make the life of an adventure somewhat predictable, and a lack of emotional connection to the characters makes the entire quest feel slight. But even with some stumbles along this golden road, Fable 3's enticing aesthetics make it easy to lose yourself in this fairy tale land.
There he is, the one and only, Major Swift.
Oh, Walter! What the blazes are you doing here?
There's a stronger emphasis on story in Fable 3 than previous games in the series, which does introduce you to interesting characters, but none of them are all that important. Your goal is to overthrow your brother, the current king, because he's let power get to his head. But because you have to perform so many good actions to claim the throne, it feels strange to play this as an evil character. More troubling is the lack of emotional connection to any character. Your conversation choices boil down to farting in their face or dancing with them, so it's hard to care about anyone other than yourself. Even your dog is little more than a furry metal detector because the game never builds up a connection. But even though the character development is lacking, you will still be sucked into this game because of the fantastic artistic design. This is a gorgeous looking game. Every area has its own unique feel, and it's a pleasure to scour the countryside just to see what else you will find next. From the sun-drenched streets of Millwood to the smog-filled sky in Bowerstone, every area has its own mood, and a fantastic soundtrack does a great job of keeping your emotions fluctuating appropriately for every new section. It's a shame the technical side can't quite keep up though. Slowdown, Poppin', and awful pathfinding do their best to suck you out of the experience. Your quest is broken down into main objectives and side quests.
Wow.
You don't have much choice in how the main quest plays out because you aren't given any real decisions to make until toward the end of the game. And the side quests don't do a great job of letting you spin your morality compass. The choices are so black and white that it takes little thought to determine your actions, which lessens the impact of all your choices. The system is still flexible enough to allow you to be evil or good, but with no moral gray area, it feels comically unbalanced at times. The combat also struggles to find its own foothold. Like in Fable 2, you have 3 attacks: melee, magic, and ranged. But magic is much more powerful than the other 2 because you can conjure an area of effect spell that attacks all your enemies at once. And because there's no incentive to use your other abilities, the easiest way to victory is just to spam magic until your foes are no longer standing. The one cool tweak to the melee is out of your control, but at least looks fancy. You can randomly trigger cool sequences that let you finish off your foe in style, but it's no substitute for a deep combat system. You need only button mash to win in Fable 3, which makes battles tedious before long. At least this game is really funny. The characters you meet along the way are so quirky and are so willing to send you off on ridiculous quests that it's difficult to keep a straight face.
Lovely, aren't they? I've collected gnomes since I was a lad. My family said it was unhealthy. It made me take stock of my life, and I realised I had to make a change. So I cut off all contact with them. Now it's just me and the gnomes.
This humor, combined with the visuals and music, are the main reasons to play Fable 3. So it's a good thing the game is able to stay funny for the whole adventure. Some of the best moments happen during an awesome twist on Dungeons & Dragons, making fun of common role-playing tropes and even the tepid ending to Fable 2.
I am Mildred, a humble milkmaid. To brighten my joyless days, I daydream about a handsome nobleman, strong enough to dispatch highwaymen, but gentle enough to hold me for hours in his warm, powerful arms.
The hero emerged into the light to find the evil Baron at bay.
There are tons of side quests to take part in. You can hunt for foul-mouthed gnomes, buy property, or just search for treasure. There's even a handy co-op mode that lets you visit your friend's world, or if you're really trusting, invite them into yours. It doesn't change the core gameplay at all, but it's a lot of fun going on quests together. You can even get married and have a kid if you're into that sort of thing. Fable 3 has a few small issues, such as simplified combat and a lack of cool moral choices, but its biggest flaw is that it's just not that different from its predecessor. Anyone who played Fable 2 will suffer from a serious case of deja vu, which makes the good moments less impactful and the bad elements more aggravating. But even with its flaws holding it back, this is still a really enjoyable game that's easy to lose yourself in. It's gorgeous, consistently funny, and has a great soundtrack. It's a joy to be wished away to Fable 3's magical world, but don't expect everything to run smoothly.